Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chippa coming with another Chippa in the third person. It's been a while. I'm here on Lakeview Ave in beautiful Lynn, Massachusetts. And I do mean beautiful, even though that city might get a bad rap. One, it's where I'm from. And two, to me, beauty is warts and all. I'd rather have a city to live in that's used and has people living in it and looks lived in than something perfect. I always say the best homes are the homes that aren't necessarily perfect but look lived in. If you have kids, it looks like kids playing there. If you have just two of you living there as adults, it looks like you have a good time. Board games, video games, TVs to watch movies, dishes in the sink as you've been cooking, that kind of thing. But wanted to share with you hopefully something that helps you have some positivity in your day. I have a hard time with positivity, especially lately. There's been a lot going on with me, but I don't need to talk about that here because I would rather let you know that positivity, and this is not me making it seem easy. Check this out. This is cool. This is something positive. This is the Flax Pond Association that I'm on. We did a really, really cool thing where we made this flower bed into something nice. There's a lot of annuals and perennials and things that are going to come up in the spring and kind of hide this thing, make it look a little nicer. So that's really cool. Anyway, like I said, to not undermine anyone else's struggle, want to remind you that this isn't easy. It doesn't come easy to me. I'd say I've been in a pretty rough place for months now, maybe even a year, maybe even a couple years. But a reminder that if you can get your brain here, and it's really hard to get your brain here, but if you can get your brain here, note that being happy, being positive, being okay is mostly in your control. Not to say that other people can't affect it, but you need to find a way to not let them. I have a big problem where I spend the majority of my time worrying about what other people think. And that, well, it drives me to be better and it drives me to do better. At the end of the day, when I'm back at home with my family, what does it really matter other than I'm okay? So it doesn't matter what anyone else says, what anyone else does. If I know I did the best I could, I'm okay. I'm enough. You're enough. And if that's hard, it should be. It's taken me a long time to be able to accept that. And I'm sure in a couple hours or tomorrow or later in the week, I won't believe it anymore. So I'll come back to this video to remember it. But I wanted to pass that along, hopefully from someone that you like, understand, or can associate with. That might help you. Look at this beautiful pond I live on. This is awesome. It's Flax Pond, Lynn, Mass. Anyway, a few other things. Since I haven't really been on in a while, seen a few movies recently that I thought I'd share. One is now streaming. It's called Heretic. It's one, really good. It's directed by and written by, and I'm going to forget their names because I'm doing this off the cuff, but they're the gentlemen who wrote A Quiet Place 1 and 2. They also wrote and I think directed a film called Haunt, which is decent. It's kind of in the over the top slasher, torture pornish kind of genre, but it's a good version of that. It's pretty cool. They also recently wrote and directed 65 with Adam Driver, which is a much better concept than the movie ends up being. It probably should have been just Dino Riders, and they didn't really go there. But Heretic, man, it's Hugh Grant playing an elderly or older guy living in a house alone, two Mormon girls show up. One of them is the actress who starred in Companion, which was also great, and you should check out. But this one, particularly with my being brought up in the Catholic religion, going to Catholic school, it's basically without fully condemning religion and faith as a whole, the idea of the human scarring and destruction of that, and iterations, and how you can never really trust what you're seeing or hearing, complete to which the movie goes to the point of asking you if what you've seen and witnessed actually is how it went down. So there's narrators you can't really trust, things of that nature. Absolutely phenomenal. It's on Max. Check it out. Watch it a couple of times. Really gets the conversation running. Some more recommendations. The Monkey, Osgood Perkins' newest movie, based on a Stephen King short story. Absolutely over-the-top horror comedy, which I did not expect. Almost to an absurd level where if you don't buy into the silliness, you're going to think they just made a bad movie. Because it's laughably ridiculous. But I think if you let it kind of take you, you'll enjoy the hell out of it. Until we see... Oh, and Novocaine. Novocaine also starring... the other star of Companion, which is Dennis Quaid's son. Who is it? Josh? I'm gonna forget it now. He's fantastic as well. Novocaine is a great starring vehicle. You should definitely check it out. It did not get the attention that it deserved. A lot more over the top than expected. A lot more of a hard R. The violence is very ridiculous. It's basically John Wick if it was mixed with a rom-com, if it didn't take itself fully seriously. And I dug the hell out of it. And also Hard Eyes, which is the newest from Josh Rubin, who I've actually had on my show. He directed Scare Me, wrote and directed and starred, and I loved that flick. He then did Werewolves Within. He's starred in a few films. He's been on the Creep tapes on one of the episodes, which are great if you haven't seen them. If you've seen the movie Creep, just more of that, but in an episodic format. But you might know Josh Rubin is the guy that does the funny voices on Dropout. He was a college humor guy, continued on through Dropout. But this newest one, Hard Eyes, is full-on Hallmark style romantic comedy with meet cutes and all of the silly will they, won't they bullshit that those movies always have, done to the exact same level, but also with a full-on decent to great slasher movie happening at the same time. Both combined turn into this weird genre bend that I absolutely loved. So that's what I got. Catch you next time.